Hello YouTube. What I want to do is talk about some everyday carry items and kind of show off my little toys, I guess my toys you could say. I am really happy with some of them and not so happy with others, but I'll tell you what they are and why I keep them. So first, I'm excited to talk about this thing. It's an Everstrike, and what it does is it's basically a flint and a wick, and it's basically a little lighter, and I think this is great because it is really durable. It can be refilled with fuel. I can, just like you would with a normal I guess Zippo, you can fill it up refillable, and but the thing is it's waterproof, which I think is cool, and you could obviously use you could take out the fire starter and use the case as just a container. You would just basically have, I don't know, you could theoretically put whatever you wanted in there, whether it be matches, fishing equipment, medicine, I guess it's whatever is in your imagination you can store with you and keep it waterproof. But why I like this thing so much is because it does work like a lighter. I think it has a lot of usefulness. Let me see if I can do it with my left hand. Yeah. And it works, which is really rare to see, that this thing works so well. I will definitely put that on my keys, because it's something that everybody should have the ability to do, is make a fire. So few lighters have the keyring available for it, so I think it's definitely a plus. Also, I have some items that I haven't shown that are kind of disappointing, I think. But I do try to take, promotions and ways to save money on everyday carry items, because I don't think you should have to spend a lot of money. I think it should be pretty relatively easy to spend on. So I don't spend maybe more than the most expensive thing I have here is probably the watch, or the knife. Yeah. So these are all things that men always carry with them, right? They have their wallet. They usually have a watch. May or may not have a lighter, but they do keep a keychain. This one serves both. And knives are usually really big on guys' everyday carry items. This is my favorite knife. I've shown this before, but what I like about it is it has the small LED here, which it's kind of hard to turn on with one hand, but let me see if I can do it. There we go. And it's pretty good. It's better than nothing. Battery's replaceable, and it comes with a magnet, which I think is really cool, that it sticks on with a magnet. You could use that magnet for other purposes, like making a compass I discussed earlier. The fire rod, you have that. Just bang that across the blade and you will have sparks. You have a cutter, wire cutter, belt seat cutter, breaker, glass breaker as it's pointed out, and good blade. I like it that you could open it with one hand. I like that it's functional. It has a bottle opener, serrated bottom, and a very sharp tip. I think this would be very useful for carving, cutting, maybe even a little bit of sawing, maybe, and also as an overall great defense tool. You can hold this in your hand, you can punch, many different actions. Love this knife. Only thing that I don't like is it's a little on the heavy side. That's why I don't carry it all the time. It's got a great clip. I can make sure that it stays in my pocket, or I don't think I'd trust it on a belt. but maybe in between my pants and my belt. That'd probably be safer. I would be afraid to lose it, so I don't carry it all the time. But if I was going to go camping, fishing, any kind of outdoor activity, even if I was just going to be in the woods and there was a possibility that I might need it, I would bring it. So this is one of my favorite items. Unlike some of the not so favorite items, this is what I have got. I'll tell you the name brand if I can see it on here. No, I guess that got destroyed when I modified it. So this thing sucks so bad that it used to be a plier. Right, so the other half has been thrown away because it doesn't work. It's a little piece of junk. I paid $5 for shipping and handling to test this thing out, and it broke after just a couple uses of trying to bend some wire. And the only usefulness, I thought, well, now this is just a heavy piece of, well, it's not even heavy, but useless bulk in your pocket, right? Even folded, which doesn't really take up that much space. It's like having a pair of pliers that doesn't work, and the best part about it is a bottle opener and a little blade. So yeah, the bottle opener is the only reason why I keep it, or possibly because it has a small little knife blade, which should probably be good for some small items. If I had no other choice, I would have something. But finally, it has a little tip that is cool with small Phillips head screws, and I actually see myself using it more like for little screws, like for glasses or electronics or something like that, than I would, and so it doubles as a knife, and so I keep it around. Probably not pissed off that I spent $5 on it, because it is a cool little pocket knife. It does have a couple 3 uses, so it's thinner than it was when I got it, so I whittled it down. Another item that I was not too impressed was this Survival Life fire starter. The fire starter actually was a keychain, but some genius in manufacturing decided, let's make the weakest plastic we can think of as the base of the keychain holder, and with no help at all, this thing cracked and it was no longer a keychain. So now I'd have to actually want to carry this thing around. Okay, what are the uses of this thing that it could be improvised and salvaged? Well, it's got a fire starter. We have this rod, and I think this flint, and it actually works quite well for starting, but just making a flint fire, you could shave that flint down. But if you notice, let me try to get a good shot. Yeah, this little, there we go, that's a better shot. Not only is this metal rusting, but the wick is basically disintegrated. So it's no longer a self-starter like the other one. It's no longer a decent lighter. Now the only thing you can probably do with it is maybe put some kind of liquid in there, or something important. Maybe shoot, I don't know. You can just put some cotton balls in there. Then how would you get them out? I don't know. This thing was I think I wouldn't even pay $5 for this thing. I think I'd much rather have just a regular flint and just a regular fire starter. So yeah, first time I kind of felt ripped off after $5. This thing, I don't know how much it cost, but I like it. It's very simple. There's the brand name of it. Just a simple little blade. It's lightweight. Goes on your keychain. Seems like it's got a spring here. Pretty convenient. I think this would probably be my second choice for a keychain. So I forgot to mention the watch. I used to have a paracord weaved watch, but this doesn't allow that. So the Velcro is kind of convenient. It breathes a little bit. The Smith & Wesson tactical watch. I don't know why it's tactical, other than it's kind of durable. But here's the problem with it. I think it's about 30 to 50 bucks depending on which store you get it from. But it feels like it's durable, right? If you look really closely, the second hand fell off. So that second hand is just swirling around in there, causing trouble in the gearing mechanism, and I have to dislodge it from time to time. Also, it has the date, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately, the date is always 1 day behind, so I don't know if this is a knockoff, if I want to write Smith & Wesson to get me a watch that is decent. I think I lost the receipt. But yeah, I kind of got ripped off with this watch. Kind of want to get a paracord watch, so I ordered one. It's supposed to be also a fire starter and a compass, so we'll see if that is worth the money and if I would recommend it. As far as this watch, the only saving characteristic is that it has slightly luminescent hands. They go dim pretty quickly, so if you don't if you don't check it right after sundown, you're probably not going to know what time it is. So no, you obviously can shine the flashlight onto it or make a fire, but yeah, not a great watch. The fibers here tend to collect your sweat when you're doing physical activity, whereas I think a leather or possibly rubber might be a little better idea. Paracord I think is great. That tends to collect sweat too, but I don't mind so much as long as I get to use the paracord at some point. And yeah, that's Smith & Wesson. Not to mention this thing's already starting to lose its form. Alright, don't buy this watch. Get a better watch. Yeah, and lastly we just have the card holder. This one I've already talked about in the past. Lock wallet, supposed to be good for housing secure credit cards and stuff like that, but obviously all credit cards are secure, but for keeping them from getting read if a scanner, I think people have a thing where supposedly there's a thing where you can go through and check other people's cards numbers using some kind of equipment. I don't know how true that is, but that's how this thing is marketed based on that assumption. What I wanted to show was one of these ideas for lightweight knives. I forgot to show this off last video, so I kind of mentioned it previously, but I didn't actually use it because it's hard to control with one hand. But I'm gonna go ahead and attempt it anyway. We're gonna go ahead and unlock it. It's got a little lock there, so that's gonna be the first challenge. Okay, got it. Okay, it's already unlocked. Alright, now the thing that's cool about this is it's supposed to be really super sharp, so I'm trying to handle it carefully with one hand. It is pretty sharp, but it's marketed as a tool for surgery. So I don't know what kind of I guess EMTs. the creator had the design for EMTs to always have a. I don't even know if EMTs are supposed to do surgery. I don't think they are, but I guess worst case scenario, it's better than nothing. Okay, so you got this little knife. I couldn't show how exactly it folds, but see, it clips right here because of the way it's got little plastic studs that are intended to clip, and it does, and it fits quite nice, and that does give you some kind of maneuverability. Survival item. I don't think I'd be doing surgery, but it would certainly be useful if I had to carve a piece of wood. It would go dull, but I could probably resharpen it. Carve a piece of wood, make a fish hook, possibly skin a fish, skin an animal. Last case scenario, make a arrowhead or a spear from it. Yeah, defense against maybe a predator, but probably a spear would be better. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the Sinclair card. Gosh, the sunlight is not helping me here. That's the Sinclair. There we go. And I think it was $10, maybe less. I think $5. Definitely worth it. Super light. You don't even feel it. It's like a credit card. So those are kind of like my preferences. I like small things that I'd probably carry with me all the time. And then this is, we've already gone through in great detail. Survival ready. Ready Man. Little tridents and hooks and lures and little saw. A lot of cool stuff in this thing. Also extremely light, worth every ounce and every penny. So that's kind of like my strategy. I want to have fire available. I want to have different kinds of blades, cutting tools, arrowheads, spears, and ways of... This is actually probably like maybe one of the least useful items, so that's why I'm trying to upgrade. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Show me if you like the video, thumbs up, thumbs down, and any comments, questions. I'd like to see your everyday carry list and priorities too. Thanks.